I cannot think of any man who has fallen off harder than Robert De Niro.
Leading the Biden campaign to make disastrous moves, like putting senile, clearly suffering from a panic attack, Robert De Niro, in front of the courthouse this morning. The Biden campaign marching out a washed-up actor who hasn't had a good movie in 2 decades in front of the court to make the case for Joe Biden. Meanwhile, he's wearing an KN95 mask in the year 2024. Robert De Niro in an N95 mask out front of the court today. Oh, man.
My question is, why the heck do they have Robert De Niro out there? He's just an outspoken hater of Donald Trump. Does he have any insight into this case? Does he have any knowledge about any of this? I don't think so. I think he's just a hater that's well known. And they're like, oh yeah, just throw him there. People will recognize him. He's going to say that Trump is bad and people are going to listen to him because he's an actor. That's what these people expect from us.
This is actually probably the most watched the teeny 5'8" De Niro has been in years, since he, of course, hasn't had a successful movie. There he is, taking off his mask to address America. Now, some of the highlights here: Robert De Niro getting heckled and getting completely rattled by protesters in his own city. Big tough guy there, right? Remember, he was in The Godfather, Raging Bull. Somebody setting off a car alarm behind Robert De Niro. And, of course, people bringing up Robert De Niro's sketchy Jeffrey Epstein past, which we'll get into in just a second. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead into the clown show.
It's pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns.
Of Robert De Niro. Man, the memes are great. And also Robert De Niro getting trolled by Trump supporters is on point. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, this is really, even these people over here, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy. And this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this. But he's just, he wants to sow total, he wants to sow total chaos, which he's succeeding in some areas and places to do. Anyway, beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City. I grew up here.
Wait, Robert De Niro, tough guy Robert De Niro can't handle like a Trump supporter saying F you. This is the same guy who stood up at the Tony Awards and said, F Trump, right? Remember that? Robert De Niro can't handle it when somebody disagrees with him. This is your modern day liberals. Yeah, fascists.
And feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was like a ghost town. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back. I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
How could he have the audacity to say that? And why is he bringing up 9/11 to begin with? I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was out there the day after 9/11, giving support to everybody. He was just a very helping hand in that trying time. Meanwhile, Biden, I don't think he visited 9/11 for weeks afterwards. But I don't even want to go that route. How could you, with a clear conscience, that Donald Trump wants to destroy the city? Meanwhile, he's one of, if not the biggest advocate for New York City out there. The delusion on this guy's insane. It's almost like he doesn't even know his target demographic in terms of movies. Because a lot of these young liberals don't really care for the Robert De Niro movies. It's more so the older generation, a lot of the Trump supporters who loved this guy at one point, who are now like, you know what, forget this guy. He is out of his mind.
Not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot. That's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city.
Donald Trump built New York. Donald Trump has a... Without Donald Trump, New York would be a shadow of itself. Donald Trump built New York City. Donald Trump is New York City. What has Robert De Niro built exactly? What, like the creepy grandpa franchise? Yeah.
I don't know where he belongs, but he surely doesn't belong here. We New Yorkers used to tolerate him when he was just another grubby real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot, a two-bit playboy lying his way into the tabloids, pretending to be a spokesman, calling it as himself for himself, to fool the press into inflating his net worth. A clown. But this city is pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns. We have them all over the city. People who do crazy things in the street, we tolerate it. It's part of the city. It's part of the culture. But not a person like Trump who will eventually run the country. That does not work, and we all know that. Anyway, we make room for clowns, to each his own. But no one takes him or took him really seriously. They take him seriously now, of course. But around the country, people who didn't know him, as we did, started to support him. They bought into his bullshit. Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises. He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault, and who, just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse. Somehow, he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution, and on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake. That's why I needed to be involved and wanted to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad, because it shows the violence of Trump and reminds us that he'll use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed. But it's a coward's violence. You think Trump ever threw a punch himself or took one? This guy who ran and hid in the White House bunker when there were protesters outside? No way. He doesn't get blood on his hands. No, he doesn't. He directs the mob to do his dirty work for him by making a suggestion, an inference. And his gang grovels and follows his obvious order. It's no surprise that the murder rate and other violent crimes peaked under Trump and are falling under Biden.
That's completely and 100% false. Also, what's really important about this entire speech, he's upset. He's saying that Trump called for violence, and then he's actually making a joke about the thousands of left-wing Antifa BLM orcs who attacked the White House and threatened to kill the president. But like, how do you live with yourself? It's a wonder why Joe Biden is losing the election.
And now he's promising to use our own military to attack U.S. citizens. That's the tyrant.
This guy's an act, like, he's reading these lines. You're like reading from these lines. You can see like his giant script in front of him. I thought he was supposed to be good at this. Like, this is the best that you've got. This is the legendary actor. He can barely like get through his script. He's like staring at his notes the whole time. The entire time his head's down.
That's the tyrant he's telling us he'll be.
Now, the funniest part about this whole thing is that he thinks in his mind, oh, I'm giving a passionate, rousing speech. He thinks he's like Martin Luther King Jr. or something. Meanwhile, he's just some nut job. Nobody takes this guy seriously, and no one says, oh, Robert De Niro says I should hate Trump, so I'm going to hate Trump. No. Like, he thinks he has that power or to influence other people. Ego on this man is insane. Like, okay, man, you play tough guys in the movies. You're cool.
And believe me, he means it. When Trump ran in 2016, it was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen. We'd forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance. And no one is laughing now. This is the time to stop him by voting him out once and for all. We don't want to wake up after the election saying, what, again? My God, what the hell have we done? We can't have that happen again. Yesterday was Memorial Day. It's a good time to reflect on how Americans fought and died so that we may enjoy the freedoms guaranteed to us by a democratic government. A government that, as President Lincoln said, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth. I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you. If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave.
What?
You know that.
No, we don't.
He will never leave. What does that mean? Is that the country we want to live in? Do we want him running this country and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life?
Here comes the car alarm.
I hope this new ad campaign reaches outside the bubble to remind supporters of what a danger he is to our lives. This is not a threat. This is a reality. And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign, because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president. Really. We don't have a choice. On January 6th, while Republican lawmakers despicably tried to keep the loser Trump, in the White House, and Trump-inspired insurrectionists stormed the Capitol, brave men and women from law enforcement put their lives on the line to defend this country. Our democracy. They are the true heroes. These guys are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line for these lowlives, for Trump.
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath. Right. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors behind you.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
That's right.
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
They're traitors. I don't know. I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend. I don't even know how to deal with you. Ones in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. They stood there and fought for us, for you.
Man.
For you.
They weren't fighting for me.
No, they fought for you, buddy. You're able to stand right here now. They are the true heroes. I'm honored to be with these two heroes today, from former Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn and former Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone.
All right, there we go. That's it. And that's it. There's a car alarm. Car alarm for president.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what the heck happened to Robert De Niro. He used to be beloved by everybody. Everybody loved this guy until he got political and he started attacking Trump for absolutely God knows what. Started attacking Trump for who knows what reason. Maybe he's got something to hide and he's scared of Donald Trump. That would be my guess. Because I don't know how anybody could be that nuts and that hell-bent on going after one guy. Because deep down, we all know Trump is not going to become president forever. He does not want that. He wants to do his term. He wants to repair America and then leave. Trump wants to unite America. This man wants to divide America. That's the difference. They want us divided. He wants us united. And I love the people in the crowd because they're not afraid of this man, De Niro. He's not as tough as he looks in the movies. They will call him out on his BS and he will sheepishly walk away. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. Are you going to listen to Robert De Niro? You think this was an empowering speech, or he's just a guy that lost his mind? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.